Huh?
Yeah, we're live, mate. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chinwag podcast. I'm your host, Mr. A.Bosh, and today we are with Mr. Hey to the Maker. So, hello.
Yo. Hello.
So,
So,
to be fair, but you know, that's just the way it goes. Oh, well. Oh, yeah.
on a serious note, though, do
Yeah.
you believe or do you not believe
What, in aliens?
in aliens?
Well, as the topic is, do aliens exist? Yes, I do.
I think we'd be pretty naive to believe that they didn't exist. On the basis that there's so many different planets in the universe, in the galaxy,
Yeah.
and it'd be a naive theory to just think that we were just the only ones there. Nobody else.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
then you've got to kind of
If I could,
look at-
if I told you, right, if I said to you, I can contact aliens, what would you say?
So, what you need your medication. to be honest with you.
So technically, you don't believe that there's aliens, surely, if you think that someone can't contact
Well,
aliens.
I believe it's aliens. I don't
Yeah.
think that you, as a person, can contact them
And why not?
because you've got no mechanism to contact them. How are you going to contact
We've
them?
got every
Let's talk
mechanism
about that,
in the
right.
world.
Like what? What are you going to do? Right, okay, so you're going to communicate with an alien. What are you going to do? Get on the phone? Hello, is this an alien? The number you've dialed has not been working on. So if
Right,
it was
look.
that easy, Neil
Right.
Armstrong wouldn't have had to go to the moon, would he?
Well, no, he's going to the moon to say that, you know,
What? Say he'd been to the moon. So he didn't want to go and meet.
no,
up with
we've
aliens.
got technology and the advancement of technology to go to the moon. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Right.
what us
Well,
people
have
do.
we? I mean, that's
We
a different
evolve.
conversation. Have we? Have we?
Well, yeah, that is
So
a
if we're
different
talking about
conversation.
the moon,
Well, technically, no. It's still the
things
same
like
sort of, you know, subject really. If you think about it, because it's same. You know, it's in the galaxy. It's the moon, and all that
we
sort
can
of
get
stuff.
tarnished up in
All sorts of
in
stuff.
conspiracies, though, can't we? What I would say though is,
Yeah.
what's your opinion of an alien? I mean, does an alien have to be an organism? Could it be a cell? Would a cell classed as an alien because it's not in this country, not in this planet? Would that mean it's an alien, or does it have to be something like with googly eyes or something from Independence Day?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, right? How have they come up with that sort of picture, right? Like that sort of picture. I'm just looking at the picture that says "Do aliens exist?" I mean, like that sort of image of an alien. Where's that come from? There has to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, an artist.
An artist, right? So an artist has drawn an alien with bigly eyes, small mouth, small nose, and a massive, great big forehead. Has he?
All right. Well, he doesn't look like that on Predator. So, how did the person that designed Predator design Predator?
Right, now we get right. That's a film, right? That's a film. But
Yeah.
every single picture,
What,
every single
and the
picture that
pictures
has
are
said,
boring?
no, every single picture, right, that's come out and said, "Oh, there's an alien here," right? This is an alien.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the same sort of fucking picture, the same sort of
You see,
image.
the thing that captivates me, right, and if we're going to go on to images, we're going to go on to sort of the Mayan ages and the pyramids and things along those lines. And there's apparently the same drawing, and it's not the googly-eyed alien that you're on about, you know, the googly-eyed one, small mouth or anything along those lines, but there's a drawing in different parts of, there's lots of drawings, sorry, I'll repeat, in different parts of the world. Now, there was no way, no form of these people transporting back in the Mayan stages, other than walking, okay? Obviously, didn't have boats, didn't have cars, didn't have airplanes, or anything along those lines. So, how could these civilizations all be drawing the same things within their caves, pyramids, things along those lines? And that's what amazes me.
Yeah, that's just, That's a fair point, really, but...
You know, that would say, you know, if we go to sort of the pharaohs and things like those lines, how were the pyramids built? Were they built by aliens, or was there a pulley system? Or because if it was a pulley system, why didn't anybody else know about it? So I think we'd be
right. Okay, let's just give it. Yeah, that's true. There's loads of galaxies and fucking all that sort of stuff that's out there. Yeah, loads of stuff. All that, you know there is. Yeah. People with like, a narrow mind are just fucking. It's just bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you've got people that are so narrow-minded that they think the world is flat. That's a different sort of podcast, man. I'm definitely not talking about that today because that's just going to wind me up, right? And you've got...
And there's all you flat earthers.
Mate, don't. Fuck flat earthers. I don't give a fuck, mate. The earth is definitely not flat. Anyway, back to aliens, right? Where was I going with this?
So
right, yeah. Right. So basically...
about to ring an alien or something.
no, listen. Right, so you've got different galaxies and that sort of stuff, and people that are so narrow-minded they just won't believe it that we're the only humans in this fucking galaxy and all that. It's bullshit. How can we be? Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
how can we be? That just makes no sense.
We could be the only humans, but this is
not humans. You know what I mean? The only species.
The only race also. But what makes an alien, and this is what I was trying to say. Would you consider? Let's say, for example, NASA invested billions and billions of pounds and all that rubbish, and we're on Mars as an example, and rovers dug up this organism.
Right.
But not as you think an alien would be. It could just be a cell.
Right.
It could be a piece of something's DNA, or something along. Would you consider that as an alien, or would you say that was a cell, or as an example, if a plant was found?
Yeah, but look, this is the thing, right? Scientifically,
is that an alien?
Scientifically, if we're going to give it a name, right, then it's apparently a part of the Earth, right? Because it's part of the Earth, it's a scientific name, so then it's not alien. Yeah.
So anything found with a living organism is classed as an alien, then?
Oh,
which increases the chances of them finding alien, surely.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You've got a fair point. You have got a fair point. But what I'm trying to get at is that there's so much, right, out there. You look at the stars, right? There's millions of them, right? Just little balls of fire, loads of them. But when people say if you look, listen, say if you're looking at the sky right at night, yeah, you look at the stars. No, this is just a whole. Just listen, right? So you've got all the stars out there, yeah, and you see one that moves, one fucking star that moves, right? And people that study this and study it and all that sort of stuff, they'll say, "Oh, it's a satellite," or something like that, yeah. Mate, there's been so many stories of people seeing lights in the skies, and the crossover between the aliens going from one dimension to another, or some bullshit like that. To be honest, I believe it. I believe that's happened. Right? You've got, Danny Dyer. Yeah, he went and tried to view these alien things, right? And he saw on top of this hill this. What he says is a spaceship. On the documentary bit, it looks like a spaceship, and it sort of goes into this little portal thing and just disappears, right? Do you believe that's true? It's on camera. He's watched it and seen it. And at this time, unfortunately, my co-host, which is Mr. Haymaker, his batteries are run out. So I'm basically just rambling on, talking absolute bullshit snitch, and he can't hear me. So I'm going to keep going on. It's going to come on in a minute. There we go. There he is.
I didn't really hear a lot of that, so I completely agree with you. Whatever it was he said, I agree. I'm sure you were right.
Listen, what I'm saying is, yeah, Danny, I'll quickly just go back to what I was saying, yeah. Danny Dyer went onto the documentary and he saw these spaceships going through this little portal into some different dimension, and it's there on camera. You see it and it disappears, right? It disappears and it's on camera. And then for someone to say that special effects and all that sort of stuff, he didn't have that sort of, you know, that sort of money to produce that sort of stuff. He hasn't, you know, right at that start there. He'd done a few films and all that. Mate, it goes to America. He sees this other guy. He sits in this little room and all that in his office, and he watches a video and he sees this guy recording this alien, you know, popping his head around the corner, morning, and fucks off. Yeah. And then Danny Dyer's looking at him thinking, yeah, right. But in his mind, he's a good actor, so he's looked at it and gone, bullshit. But in his head,
it's filmed.
No, it's not film. It's a documentary, mate. Honestly. Yeah, let me tell you what it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, when we're talking about aliens, yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Or apparent aliens, and not Danny Dyer for a minute.
No, but he was viewing. He was trying to find aliens.
All right. What do you think about the pyramids?
Aliens.
I mean, suppose aliens, and that's it, point blank, aliens.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Why?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, I just want to hear your reason why you think it's aliens. And I'm a big believer in I believe that we would be pretty naive, narrow-minded to think that there's not another living organism out there of some sort. But right. I just want to know why.
Well, you think, yeah, back in them days. Listen. Okay, yeah, I'll give you my reason. Yeah, so back in the day, they didn't have the technology or the manpower to build these cranes and stuff like that. They just didn't. Yeah. So,
yeah.
You know, you think about it. Where else is it going to come from? Do you know what I mean? Where else is it going to come from?
I mean, Amazon could have delivered it next day.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah, because Amazon was in fucking Egypt back in them days, wasn't they? And also, actually, right, it's actually fact, right? There's people, there's pictures of these is it beings or some sort of hand or
I know what you're
some giant.
These are the same things that we were on about a minute ago with regards to the drawings
in Egypt. You see these people help the people that are building these pyramids. So I don't know. You have to check it out, man. Because honestly, you think bullshit. They could have just done that.
So for the people that might listen to this, I would recommend a documentary that I've watched that doesn't have Danny Dyer in it.
Definitely watch Danny Dyer.
I mean, we can watch Danny Dyer as well. But a documentary called Puma Punka. Which is about
Puma Plonka,
the architecture. Yeah, Puma Plonka or Puma Punka. So what that is it's a documentary about architectural buildings that were built in the Mayan times and things like Atlanta and things along those lines. And there's cuts, there's angles, there's holes with precision that we probably couldn't even make now to that accurate, and they've had experts go out and they can't understand how these people, or well, so we're supposed to believe people, have built these architectural structures to such precision. So honestly, it's a really good hour's watch. It is a good watch, and I would recommend it. So it's definitely something that I enjoyed. I don't know if you watched it yet.
No, mate, I haven't watched it, mate. No.
Okay. You need to watch it. It's pretty good. And I'm in talks with. There's something else I wanted to talk to you about. Hey, you know the pyramids?
Yeah.
You know that they're supposed to be in line with Orion's belt.
Yeah, it's supposed to do with the stars, isn't it? In line with some sort of stars, yeah.
So they're supposed to be in line with Orion's belt. I mean, it's pretty neat.
It's pretty sick, mate, to be fair.
When you put that into perspective.
If I told you I knew a person, right? This is going to sound crazy, don't get me wrong. And whoever, if anyone watches this or watches it, you're going to be listening. Let's be honest. If I told you that I knew someone that has seen alien life.
By aliens.
I ain't going to be touched by aliens. but seeing aliens, how would you feel about that? What would your first thought be?
I think you were nuts. I'd say go back to your medication. What's wrong?
Right, exactly. I mean, so people out there.
Who have you seen?
Hell, I've seen. I know some. I'm not saying nothing, mate. I'm not saying nothing. Right. I know it's going to sound a bit far-fetched and all that. I know someone that.
Not saying anything then.
Because it was in the papers back in like the 50s or something stupid.
Right.
Right. Look, I'll tell you the story. It was right. I'm not going to tell you who it is, because at the end of the day, you know, that person wants to keep silent about it.
Are we allowed locations?
Yes. Right, I'll give you the location. Right, so the location was in London.
Don't say the sky, please.
No, it was in London. This person went out and communicated in a way to these things in the sky, right?
Through phone.
Huh?
Sorry, carry on.
No, definitely didn't ring him up saying, "Mate, can you pop down and say hello to us?"
Just going back to what you said.
It caused a shitstorm. It caused a shitstorm. Right? It was in the papers. It was about 1950s, 1960s, I think it was something like that. In a London paper, these lights were in the skies and all that sort of stuff, and it was bouncing about in the sky and all that. And I'm telling you now, I believe this person 100%, and it's not a relative. And it's not a close friend. I'm just saying that to put it out there. It's an acquaintance of mine that I know of.
Okay, so what happens? So they're walking through town.
No, they wasn't walking through town. No, it wasn't walking through town. I don't. Right, I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, because usually whoever's listening is thinking, "Wow, yeah, all right, what a load of old cobble." But I'll give it to you. Whoever does want to listen to it. This person, right, was with, I think it was his girlfriend, or I think it was another woman there, right? So I'm basically saying it's a him, it's a he with another woman, right? Anyway, cut a long story short, obviously they want to get a bit naughty on a hill, all that sort of stuff. No one can see A.Bosh. The next thing you know, they've got a torch, right? They've got this torch, and they're flashing it about and all that to see what they can see. And apparently, this guy has got this torch and he's flashed it, fucking about with this bird, right? So he's trying to flash it in her eyes and all that. And then he's flashed it a few times, and as he looks up, you see this light that's moving. He's just clocked it in the sky. And he's got his torch, and he's just flashed with the torch to the thing, right? And this light flashed back at him. Right, this could be a load of crock. This could be a crock of shit, mate. Trust me. I sound crazy, right? That makes me sound fucking off my trolley, bruv. Right? But the way he says it, it's so. How can I put it? Either he's a very good fucking actor, like he's destined to win fucking awards and stuff like that, or he saw it. He saw this thing, right, and it's flashing back at him. He flashed once, it flashed back once. It flashed twice, it flashed back twice. And then with the torch, he was just going around the sky with it. Yeah, so he's going around with the sky with it and all that sort of stuff. And the next thing you know, this light had followed him.
Where was this light that was following him back? I mean, was it?
It was in the sky. It was in the sky. It was in the sky. Right. Right, and next thing you know, it stopped. The light's just cut off. Right. Next thing you know, it's gone really bright. It's getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's just stopped in the air, in the sky. And next thing you know, these two other lights come out of nowhere. They're going just fucking about in the sky. So obviously, this guy. So it's going left, right, up, down, right, left. So three lights were going left, right, and up, down, and all that, playing with this guy. So this guy's thought, fuck this, and he's fucking pegged it with this bird. And next thing you know, it was in the papers and all that next day.
Right. Okay.
It is definitely in the papers. I've already checked in the papers. Back in the day, I've done my research. just to see if he was talking about shit.
You're solid about this story, and it definitely happened, and whoever it was. You see, I've never spoke to anyone, met anyone, or anything like that that's ever met an alien. But it's also, while we talk about aliens, what's your opinion of Area 51?
See, that's a whole different kettle of fish. It really is.
Do you think the government are hiding aliens, or do you think...
See, that's... See, I don't know. I can't... Oh, it's a hard one, that. It really is a hard one, because at the end of the day, it's... How can I put it? It's a bit of a touchy subject for everyone, really, isn't it? Because do they exist, don't they exist?
Touchy, but
of course it's touchy, isn't it?
So you don't think Area 51 exists? Because that definitely exists.
Yeah. Oh, we have a viewer. Welcome, viewer, to this live podcast.
Hello.
You're joined by myself, A.Bosh, and Mr. Haymaker. Yeah. We're basically talking about...
We're talking about Area 51 at the minute, and
Area
think.
Area 51 is a hard thing to call, because at the end of the day, it's like, how can I put it? There's been no proof, is there? There's been no proof of this, all the aliens and all that sort of stuff. But there was this one story where this plane got lost over Area 51. It literally was going over Area 51 and it just disappeared. It just went to shit, and it just couldn't find it anymore. So that's a bit spooky.
There was allegedly, I watched a video ages ago about an ex-worker that said that I don't know how true it was or not, whether he worked for him or whether he didn't work for him. But he came out doing a documentary to say that he had worked for him, and he said that there was definitely unexplained things.
Yeah.
Going on in Area 51. But again, that's, we're taking one man's words. Has he had his medication? Has he not?
Yeah, it's such a mad old sort of thing to talk about, because there's going to be people that believe it, there's going to be people that want to believe it but don't believe it, and people that are just going to follow basically just be a sheep and follow the crowd, basically. And the majority of people don't believe in aliens, right? They don't. People think, it's all a load of old cobble. But with the proof out there, with the evidence they've given, that slipped out, apparently.
My opinion to those, and again, it's very, I've got to be very careful the way you word things as well.
Yeah,
a podcast is a podcast, and I guess you can say your own opinions. But if let's say the theory of aliens did exist, would that blow out religion slightly? Because are we then an organism that's grown, or were we created by a different being? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does. You've got a good point.
I know it's a bit of a contradiction in itself. There's a theory that we've evolved, if you like, or come from something or whatever. So some people, and not to offend anyone, I guess, but some people don't want to believe. Some people want to believe in the other end of things as well. So I guess it might blow out religion if it did turn out that aliens were true, which could be a reason as to why they were locking them up in Area 51. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a touchy subject.
100% it's a touchy subject. I don't know. That story I told you. That story I told you, right? This person that told me this story, he sounds so convincing. It was so convincing, and I'm thinking to myself, mate, you just don't know what to think, do you? If you haven't, you have to see it to believe it. You have to see it. Yeah,
exactly.
You have to see it to believe it, and that's what I believe. Like in ghosts and all that. That's a different podcast to talk about. But with ghosts and that, I've seen ghosts. I believe it. Other people, like I said, narrow-minded. No, I've never seen it.
You believe in them?
Yeah, I do. But when you think about it, the possibilities are endless. The possibility endless? No, the galaxy is endless. It's massive. You've got so many galaxies out there. They found a new solar system, a new galaxies, and all that. They've already found this sort of stuff out there, you know, which is amazing. Like, you know, you think that.
I find it pretty hard to believe that we would be the only organism, and you know, in the universe that lives. I find that pretty hard to believe that, you know. But that goes on to what I said a little bit earlier. You know, does what is an alien? Is an alien a living organism? Is it a person? Is it a thing? You know, realistically, none of us know. It's I would say, as long as it's not Earth wielding, if you like, or created on Earth, it's classed as an alien. So whatever that be, whether it be a planet, whether it be anything, I would say that was an alien. You know, if it was a few cells found in water, found in soil that were living, then that'd be classed as an alien, in my opinion. Yeah, because it's not earthbound.
Yeah.
But other people would just say it's just a cell. You know, would that be played down? Would it not? It's a difficult subject. I think the alien thing is a different, without sounding like a nutter that's had too many, you know, ecstasy tablets or something. You know, it's a very touchy subject to talk about with regards to anything.
Yeah, you can have the believers and you can have your non-believers, and at the end of the day, people are going to believe what they want to believe. That's it,
isn't it? It's exactly that. It's Marmite.
If an alien ship come over, that's it. Everyone will believe. That's it. If a great big alien ship come over, like Independence Day, the movie, great film by the way. I'm not promoting it or anything like that. It's not sponsored. I'm just saying it's an amazing movie that comes over. That's it. Everyone's gonna believe in aliens, isn't they? They're gonna believe it, 100%. But because no one's seen it, that's it. But the thing is, we've got so much evidence, and we've got so many, you know, sightings.
Where's the evidence?
Mate, if you look online, there's so much online. It's unreal. Do you know what I mean? Google is an amazing thing. You know, just check out aliens. Bosh. There you go. You've got so much stuff. What do you mean? How can I credit that?
How can you credit that evidence? I mean, how would you say that was genuine evidence, not Photoshop? I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I understand that. I understand that.
Nothing that you see there is. How can you say that isn't fake in any way, shape, or form?
It's mad, isn't it? It's such a mad old thing. I'm just saying that story.
Our race,
our
race as one needs to have something to believe in, whether that be religion or whether that be a different being. I think our race needs something to believe in, a greater power. And if aliens would have a greater power, then it's that's where you become a believer of some sort, you know, or of something. I think that's because we're only human. You know, the old saying, we're only human. But would it not be nice, this fantasy, if there was something else, you know?
I just think they're fit, mate.
Maybe it is a fantasy.
I just think aliens are so fit. Look how sexy they are. They're fucking fit, mate. I fucking love them.
I mean, I tell you what, if we're going to go on fit aliens, we've got to talk about
the alien from... I know which one you're talking about.
Impact.
Yeah. Oh, mate, yes, please. Come to daddy.
If I ever wanted to find an alien, that would be the alien that I wanted to find.
Yeah.
One with 3 tits and 2 vaginas. That would be cool. And yeah. Well, there's not really much more I can say about the alien things, to be honest. I'm struggling.
Well, look, the people that do watch this and all that, chuck down a comment if you think there's actually life out there and that sort of stuff.
If you think we deserve one, how's that? If you think we deserve a comment, then
nah, it's not deserve a comment. We deserve a comment. Everyone deserves a comment. Do you know what I mean? You know, just let us know what you think. Are there aliens? Aren't there aliens? You know, it's a big thing. It is a big thing to talk about. Yeah. You know, and if more people start talking about it, there's going to be more people trying to look for it, and you never will know. One day, Bosh, I could be the man that meets this guy again and gets the aliens down. Doubtful, Just saying.
I mean, pretty doubtful. I think you need to take your medication.
I need to take my medication, mate, to be fair. Because this guy, I mean, I'm serious. He seems so genuine. Like, honestly, the look of him, he didn't look like the sort of person, well then, you know...
That would pull your leg over something.
Yeah, exactly. The way he talks, the way his mannerisms and all that sort of stuff. You talk to this guy and it's like... Nah, surely not. You can't be talking bollocks, no way. You know, he seemed like an upstanding sort of geezer. You know, working class man, earns £1 note just to provide and all that. And, you know, it's just... It's a mad thing. It's a mad thing, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Is it bullshit? Is it not? Is it? I don't know.
I didn't talk to this guy. It could be bullshit. It sounds very bullshit to me. It sounds bullshit.
Of course it does, mate. It sounds bullshit to me. But the way he was talking, if you hadn't seen the guy and you wasn't talking to him about it, you wouldn't know what I was dealing with. If you know what I mean, like, you know, you basically have to talk to this guy to really understand where I'm coming from. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think so. Anyway, leave us a comment or something. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether you believe, whether you don't believe, whether some of our theories are right, what you consider to be an alien, and what isn't an alien. Which is good to hear your opinions of what you guys think. Maybe we can touch upon it and follow the podcast up again with some of your suggestions next time.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone who has watched this, and the one viewer, look at that, we're going up in the world, who is watching this. Thank you for watching this, listening to it. Because I'm looking at my screen, it's got "Do aliens exist?" right, but the person's just listening to it, right? Thank you for listening to our comments. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the viewer. Anyway, remember to like, subscribe, and have a lovely day. And remember, there's definitely aliens. Definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.